This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Alright, so we first picked a Bloodletter of Aclazotz. What you didn't hear is I was talking about it's hard to cast and you need to be pretty close to mono black if you're going to play it. But I want to play with it because it's a mythic and I may not see it again. What do we want to take out of this pack now that I fixed our sound? I think just Ray of Ruin is okay. Like, it's not great, but we're going to play one if we're in black. Yeah, could take another decent enough black card. I always like having one another chance. And the Echo of Dusk is pretty good, but it's usually not that hard to pick up the another chance. I feel like this has overperformed so far. I'm not entirely sure. Thank you for the resub, Echo Zero. It feels like it's overperformed when I've seen it. Yeah, I mean, Benthesaur is a good payoff, but yeah, this pack isn't great in general, so I think we just take one of these black cards. Which one do I want more? I mean, they're both fine. I do feel like another chance is better, but you usually don't want more than one of them anyway, so I'm just going to take the Echo. Okay, well, Kinjali's Dawnrunner is pretty good. I think it is what we take here over, you know, mediocre black cards. I mean, if we're controlling enough deck, this can be pretty good, but I don't love it in general. Like, it's definitely more of a sideboard card, but the Dawnrunner is good enough to take here for sure. Well, that's interesting. So, lots of good stuff in black here, which is good news for us, because I like the Visage and Deadweight, like, in any deck, basically, and Inquisitor, Mycoid, and Gargantuan Leech are all perfectly fine. I think we take Deadweight here. Visage has maybe underperformed a little just because the fact it only makes your opponent discard has been kind of a bummer sometimes. I don't know why they didn't have it exile. Must have been too good in testing, since most of the discard effects in this format do exile so that you don't feel like you're helping your opponent with Descend and whatnot. Okay. So, Curator, I've seen this go off. I'm not sure it's actually good, but I have been beaten by it. You know, the stat line is bad enough that kind of card often just gets weighed down by the stat line. So, yeah, the Gnar is fine, but it's definitely not great. It does, you know, hits for 10 if Bloodletter's in play. That's always fun. Yeah, it's probably what I'll take. I do like Oak and Siren. That feels like it's been an overperformer so far. But we're just going to stick with black if we can. And we're seeing playable enough black cards that I don't... I'm not too upset about taking them. All right, so Black-White is a sack deck. Right now, we don't have any great sack fodder, but, you know, Inquisitor can do the job. I do like Oteclin Landmark a reasonable amount. The Gym Guard's not bad. There's lots of solid stuff here. Probably just stick black if I can, and it's not like, you know, the Inquisitor's been pretty good, I think, overall. It is expensive-ish, but I think we still take it here. We're not sure what our second color is yet. You know, we're going to end up probably being a deck that runs like 11 swamps or 10 swamps or, you know, maybe 9 swamps and a swamp cycler so that we can make the Bloodletter work. Probably never draw it, but, you know, it is fun to try out cards that I may never see again, like the Bloodletter. Okay, so Canonized in Blood. I've been kind of underwhelmed with it so far, and it is tricky. Like, if you're not already able to abuse it, I don't really like the idea of taking it. I think we just take the Guidewing. It's a perfectly fine 1-drop. And the Envoy is a perfectly fine 3-drop. Sunbird Standard hasn't really been where I want to be in this format so far. Okay. So So white is definitely... It looks like white's going to be our second color. Sunscribe probably a little bit better for us than Thousand Moons Infantry. It's kind of weird that we have 2 1-drops, 2 2-drops, 2 3-drops, 2 4-drops, and 2 5-drops, huh? It's like I tried to make it look like that. Okay. I don't think Might of the Ancestors is especially good. I don't love Family Reunion either, but I feel like it's more likely to make the cut. All right, Deconstruction Hammer's fine, but actually, I think I'd rather have a Cave. You know, these have been pretty good. And, okay. So, I think we grab Gargantuan Leech and see what happens here, because the Inquisitor is nice, but right now we're not that good at using it. Like, we're not a very synergistic black-white deck at this point. We're just like a black-white good stuff deck. So, you know, if we can pick up some more caves, probably need at least 3 before we're in Leech territory. We've got 1. So, it's Chupacabra Echo for sure. Tinker's Tote, if I had like a lot of good sack stuff going on, there might be a conversation about taking it over the Chupacabra, but we don't. And the Chupacabra is just great. Like, even if you're not that good at loading your graveyard, you know, having this do -2/-2 isn't exactly challenging. You do need to weigh your deck more towards spells, or weigh your deck towards permanents to get max value out of it, but that hasn't been that hard, honestly. So, yeah, we'll take the Echo. Skullcap Snail's a nice guy, little guy to have around. This does exile things when it makes your opponent discard. Yeah, it's what we'll take here. The Myquade's okay. I wouldn't hate the Hammer coming back or Miner's Guidewing. Ooh, Spring-Loaded Sawblades is a nice pickup. I haven't gotten to play with it yet, but it's obviously quite good. I have played against it, and it hasn't been fun. So, you know, removal spell that can become a vehicle that's very, very easy to animate. Another Deadweight is probably where we go here. You know, Gym Guard and Landmark, both interesting, but it's pretty hard to say no to Deadweight, especially in a format where permanents that are removal spells are, like, amazing. So, and we do have 1 reason to lean in that direction. Yeah, right now, I don't know that the Inquisitor would make the cut just because we're not that good at doing what White-Black's supposed to want to do. But it could happen. Could happen. So far, Black-White is the deck I've had the most success with in the format. This will be the first time that we draft a color pair we've already drafted. Our first 4 drafts were all different color pairs, which was kind of fun. Didn't really do it by design, but it is what happened. Oh yeah, we have Echo of Dusk too. Another, I mean, it's not nearly as important as Chupacabra Echo in terms of getting us where we want to be for Descend, but it does the job. Yeah, we're not an artifacty enough deck for me to really be interested in the Archaeologist, so we're just going to take another Snail here. Yeah, Tinker's Tote is like a key card for 3 of the white decks, I think. So I think it's going to end up being like a B- level card, probably. Okay, so this pack's not going nearly as well for us as the last one did. I am a little intrigued by this Calamitous Cave-In. I mean, we have 1 cave payoff and only 1 cave, which isn't great, but am I really going to play Thousand Moon Crackshot? I don't think so. So on the off chance that like the billion caves make their way around to us, you know, it's kind of interesting. Cutting white does have value, though. Yeah, it's probably the right thing to do, because at least if someone else is in white to my right, and they see this pack with no white in it, they're gonna rethink things. All right, I like the Aspirant here. We do have a cave. And I do have a Leech. It's a close pick, I think. It's not like we're desperate for 2s. But, yeah, let's just take a cave. I haven't gotten to play a cave payoff yet, so I'm kind of forcing it maybe a little bit. Okay, so here's a good thing to sack, finally. This is another really nice card for the sack deck. Also fixes. I think I like it a little more than Compass Gnome. Yeah. Right now, in terms of sack outlets, we're not doing, like, amazingly. We'll take a Whirlpool here. So I guess there's a chance Freebooter doesn't make it. This is sort of the opposite of our first black-white deck, which had all the synergy in the world. Okay. I think we're looking at Guidewing or Deconstruction Hammer. You know, having Disenchant in your main deck has been pretty good in this format. I think we'll take the Hammer over the Guidewing. Okay, I do like getting a Vanguard here. It's another sack outlet. All right, we're going to take a random cave here. Yep, we are drafting black-white. Not quite like our other black-white deck, but it is what we're drafting. Pack 1, pick 1 was Bloodletter of Aclazotz. I'm just grabbing random caves, even though they're not in colors where we can play them. Probably don't play Acrobatic Leap or Family Reunion. We need to critical massive spells for our Chupacabra, especially, or permanents. Hopefully don't play Thousand Moon Crackshot. I don't think it's very good. It's wild these days that a 2-mana 2/2 with upside just isn't good enough. Okay. Geological Appraiser's real strong, but obviously not where we are right now. Yeah, getting the Batcave would be interesting, that's for sure. I like Fanatical Offering a lot. How good are we at sack fodder right now? We are medium at it. I mean, Skullcap Snail's not a bad thing. I think we probably take a Fanatical Offering. It's real good when you have sack fodder. And we don't have, like, an amazing amount, but we have enough for it to be good enough to take here, I think. I don't have enough ways to sack things for the draft to be something I want here, so... Okay, Tithing Blade's nice. I think it's what we take here. Offering number 2, you know, in our last black-white deck where we had all the fodder in the world, we ran 2, but I think most of the time you're kind of asking for trouble if you're trying to run more than 1, because it can really go wrong. Deadweight number 3. We do have a cave here, but it's just not a good one, and I don't, you know, playing Gargantuan Leech would be cool, but it's not that important. Like, if I cut it, I'm still going to play both of these caves, and that's going to be fine. But yeah, we'll take another Deadweight here. So here we'll take a Phantom. Yeah, right now it doesn't feel like Leech is going to make the cut. 3 caves is probably stretching it, honestly. Like, you probably need, like, 4. To feel really good about it. Yeah, I think we'll be running like 10 swamps, 7 plains. Would be nice to pick up. I mean, it may be worth cutting Miner's Guidewing to make our mana a little bit better. I mean, we have some other, like, this is a pretty mediocre white card that probably won't make the cut. So here's Captivating Cave. This one is interesting, but not so good that I really want to take it over 2 really good white cards. Are we more interested in a Cloud Guard or an Aspirant? They're both pretty nice. I guess the higher drop is going to make it easier for us to run fewer planes. So, yeah, let's take the Cloud Guard. Okay, so Promising Vein. Is this cave one that I want? It might be. We've already got a hammer, and, you know, both of these are okay, but we're not that good at using Glorifier. So I think I will take the cave here. There are a couple of decent black cards, but they're not that good, honestly. So, okay. So running a Plane Cycler can maybe make it so our mana is a little better. And I don't hate having this like at the top of my curve either, so I think we'll take that. This does make all our caves add mana, the kind of mana that we want, but it's not that good if you don't have that many other caves, and we don't really. So I think we take another chance. We haven't actually picked one up, and I like having one in like every deck. Like getting back powerful things from your graveyard in the later game is real good. Another Envoy. Probably take it over Runaway Boulder. Okay, we do get another free offering. I don't know if both are going to make the cut, but... So, Gargantuan Leech is at least possible. I mean, it's not going to be a cakewalk. Here's Volatile Fault. It is a pretty bad cave, though. I don't know how much this will actually be a black-white sacrifice deck, but I did already draft one of those. Hey, that's a nice, really late Iron Paw Aspirant. If you go to my YouTube channel, I think it's Draft 3, was a super synergistic black-white deck, which this is not that. All right. This deck has a bit, it's more of a sub-theme in this deck than anything. But I do like the deck overall. I think it looks pretty good. Do I try to run Gargantuan Leech? So Promising Vein, especially because we're not really splashing a third color, isn't like amazing. So I think there's, you know, we all thought going into the Lord of the Rings set where they had Shire Terrace that like the fact that it enters untapped, the fact that it can produce mana rather right away would make up for the fact that it costs 1 to sacrifice, but it really didn't. Like, that ended up being a much bigger cost than expected because being able to fix your mana right away for free so you have it on your next turn is just a huge difference from having to play the Vein, and if you don't have another mana available, you have to wait till your next turn to search it up, etc., etc. Do I run it here just so I can play my Leech? You know, if I was also splashing a color, I might consider it, but I kind of don't think we do. And I think we just cut the Leech. As much fun as it would be, I think that's where we are. Yeah. So, and then we're going to go down to, yeah, so this gives us 9 black sources, 7 white sources. I think there's something to be said for just cutting weak low drops, especially. Like a 10 of Sunscribe, that are white, I mean, so that our mana is less problematic. And the 10 of Sunscribe is definitely a weak low drop, so we'll cut that. The Guide Wing's nothing special, so I'd probably cut it. The Hammer isn't something that it's necessary to play early, so I think we could leave it in. I mean, it might just end up being one of our weaker cards, so we cut it anyway, but for now, I'm not cutting it. I do think we go down to 1 Fanatical Offering, because in terms of fodder, you know, we do have the Freebooter, spring-loaded Saw Blades to some extent. Snails aren't bad. And that is kind of it. We don't have good sack fodder for the most part, which makes it a lot worse, because this is very awkward when you don't really have a thing to do with it. So I think we go down to 1 of them. I think we'll cut an Envoy. Yeah, I mean, the only reason I'm cutting Guidewing over the Echo is because I'm concerned enough about our mana for our Bloodletter. Like, it's pretty... And if I run too many low drops that are white, we're really going to feel the pain of our mana base. So that's the reason I'm doing it. I also don't think that card's amazing. I mean, it's like similar to Echo of Dusk, but, you know. The Inquisitor's also questionable. Yeah. It's okay, but again, we're not that good at going crazy on sacrifice stuff. I mean, we're not terrible at it, but we're not good at it either, is what I would say. Screaming Phantoms, not awesome for our deck, but I think we should lean towards cutting white cards, basically, if we have the chance. And maybe that means we just cut Deconstruction Hammer. I do like having Disenchant in the main deck, but it's not an amazing card by any stretch. All right, I think we could probably cut a black card now. And I think it's probably Screaming Phantom. Yeah. All right. I could cut the Envoy instead, I guess. Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate it. I'm starting to wonder whether it's worth... No, it's not. I mean, the cave is interesting because... the one that we have that actually matters, that is. Promising Vein is a little bit interesting because it can help us find our third black mana when we need it, but for reasons I already mentioned, I am a little questionable. But I do really want to try out Gargantuan Leech. And is three caves enough? You know? I kind of want to feel that out. So we're just going to do it. And I think probably cut another Plains before we cut a Swamp. Yeah. That should be fine. And put the Leech back in. Could cut the Gnar. It's not exactly amazing. Of course, neither is Quicksand Whirlpool. Yeah, let's do that. All right. All right, we're doing it. We're doing, you know, we've got a minor cave theme going on now. Is it the right way to go? I don't know, but we are... All right, you should be able to hear me again. I don't know why these things happen. Like, I didn't change anything about my microphone, and yet on both scenes it was, like, not functional. And I had to change settings and stuff, but I don't understand why that would have happened. It's not like I changed the USB port. Anyway, we had a good hand. We kept it. Luckily, didn't miss much. Let's play the Skullcap Snail here. Missed the first pick of our draft, and yeah. All right, so we've got dead weights. We're gonna use one of them. We need a fourth land. That much is clear. We got one. So I could play another deadweight. And maybe that's what we're supposed to do before this gets too big. But at the same time, feels pretty bad to not use all of my mana here when I have a perfectly good play. Yeah, it's not like the Cloud Guard can't block Water Wind Scout, you know? So it is funny that we made sure we had as many swamps like as we possibly could, and what we've ended up with is one swamp. We're running like 10 or 11 black sources and like 6 white sources. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna block. I don't think I'm gonna. When I can just deadweight the thing. Which I think probably is what we're supposed to do. I guess it could get a counter here. Okay, it didn't, which is good news. Yeah, in this case, you know, we're not going to use as much mana, but it's not like we have a super efficient play anyway, so... Yeah, I think we just attack here. And then dead weight the scout. Does mean our Echo is already up to -2/-2. We do need another swamp, though, for that to, you know, matter. We've been kind of lucky they haven't grown their things at all. Okay, so now we play Echo, kill it, attack for 5. Yeah. Chupacabra Echo is probably the non-common that I've played the most in this format so far. I feel like this is our 5th draft, and I think we've had it in 3 decks, so it's a pretty good rate. It's a pretty good rate. So the question is, yeah, we just play out the Gnar. It's not like it doesn't replace itself, so. Okay, well that doesn't really bother us. All right, we got there quickly. That went pretty well. You know, we just kept killing their X2s, and yeah. You know what I did do that probably is why my microphone decided to stop working, because why wouldn't it, is there was a Windows update. Why that matters, I don't know, but that's my guess. It's the only thing I can... Okay. Yeah, this hand's fine. We'll need to grab a Plains. There's something to be said for maybe grabbing a 3rd swamp, but we have a pretty good chance of doing that naturally, and we have a few turns to decide what we're going to do anyway, so... All right, so now we do grab a swamp with it, because we only ever need 1 Plains, so... Obviously, though, we'll be playing Skullcap Snails before we do that. Skullcap Snail is pretty funny against that card, because it's just like, I can block you, and I already got rid of a card from your hand. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. So this is where you can see Promising Vein is awkward compared to Evolving Wilds, because I could play Evolving Wilds here, leave up Spring-Loaded Saw Blades, and potentially fix my mana. I mean, yeah, I would be able to, but I can't do that here. I guess I'm going to play another Snail and play Promising Vein. Yeah? Yeah. Works for me. We're going to take 4 from the Raptor, but I guess I can live with that. What have we exiled? A Quicksand Whirlpool and a Mountain. So, yeah, I think we just take 4. So if I play an untapped land here, I can, yeah. So let's try to Spring-Loaded Saw Blades the Raptor on our turn. And then we'll see what we want to do after that. Well, we want to play an untapped land either way. Yeah. Do they have a way to save it? They can sack it, I mean, yeah. That does tap your Vanguard, though, so... I'd probably attack with a Snail, yeah. I'm only going to attack with 1 Snail, but... So this way I can leave up... Fanatical Offering, in case we'd rather do that than grab a swamp. Hello, Mark Naswell. Glad you liked the videos. Ooh. I've lost to this card before, so let's hope we can avoid it this time, maybe. Yep. Let's play this cave, play Bloodletter, and pass. So if they discover here, it's real bad. And that's what's happened to me every time my opponents have played Curator. They've discovered on the next turn. Looks like they're going to kill our Bloodletter, though. We can get it back at some point, but it is going to be awkward if they kill it. So, looks like they're having an awkward mana situation of their own. Alright, well, now we have something to sacrifice, I guess. Alright, we can play our Leech here. Got a Cave in the Yard and a Cave in play. We do still have the static effect from this. I think that means we just attack with both, because they're going to hit for 2 apiece now. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah. It triggers second. Lifelink on Gargantuan Leech is pretty sweet with Bloodletter in play. Alright, so they get a double discover here. They get an Abrade. Luckily, I guess they can blow up my Saw Blades before I can do something with it. That might be what they do. Did they double Abrade? Really? Man, Curator of Sun's Creation is... It always it always does what my opponents need it to do when I play them. Why did they put them in their hand? It's got to be a mistake, right? Casting 2 Abrades for free on my Gargantuan Leech is way better than what they did. Huh. Okay. I guess that'll work for me. Okay, so we definitely want to kill this stupid Discover thing. How worried am I about the indestructible thing? Would I rather kill a larger creature or the thing that can become indestructible? Probably the thing that can become indestructible. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That they didn't know they'd pull the second Abrade. Might just discover here myself. Although leaving up another chance and Fanatical Offering isn't bad. Yeah. If I did cast Fanatical Offering now... Yeah, we're probably just supposed to leave these up at this point, now that I think about it. Yeah, I'll end the turn. I can Fanatical Offering and sack the Bloodletter and then cast another chance and get back Bloodletter and Gargantuan Leech. Oh good, another one of those. I could also sack a snail and get a snail back. I mean, this being petrified is bad, but I mean, I guess it'd be hitting for 4 in the air. They are going to be able to kill it, you know, with double Abrade before I get to go off with it. But, yeah, let's go ahead and let's sack a snail. I could sack Saw Blades, but I'm going to get an artifact for this, so I should probably just go that route. Oh, Deadweight is not a bad draw. And then we go another chance. Oh, hello, Chupacabra Echo. Yeah, we want that so we can kill Curator right away. The Leech is tempting, but going after our opponent's hand right now is also pretty darn good. I guess the Leech gives us a second threat, though, against those Abrades. Yeah, we'll just take the Leech. Okay. Yeah, so let's go... Well, let's cast Deadweight. Then Echo. Then we're going to attack for 2 with our Snail. Then we'll also play Greedy Freebooter. I'm going to hold on to this, I think, so that I can explore or craft this at some point. Although I will get a treasure out of Greedy Freebooter at some point, in theory. I'd feel pretty good if I made them double Abrade our Bloodletter, and that might be what they have to do here. Okay, now they got a back colony. That means they get a 1/1. Okay. Well, let's attack with everything. Fire off 1 Abrade. I think playing the Leech seems best. If they have to double removal spell it. So many Abrades. Alright, so attack them for 2. And then I think gonna do that, and then also play Inquisitor. Oh, that's annoying. Abrade is good, so I don't blame him for taking all of them. It's just like we took 3 dead weights. So I think I just have lethal here, don't I? I do this. Let's go ahead and sack the freebooter. Oh, they do have 1 white mana, actually. That changes things a bit. Because they can gain 3. So we don't quite have lethal here. Might still be lethal. So I can do 10. I guess I needed to play the Echo if I was going to have a chance at lethal, but let's see what they do here. They go to 1. Okay. So this is why Petrify can sometimes not be good enough. You know, static abilities that powerful, like, you know, they had to do it because they never played a flyer, and well, I guess they had a bat token briefly, but we would have been swinging for 4 a turn. That game would have been over a lot faster if they didn't Petrify, but the fact that that card still, the Bloodletters still gave us that much value over the course of the game really makes Petrify feel bad. Yeah, I could still crew. All that stuff definitely mattered. Pretty good hand. I like Tithing Blade more when I'm the one on the play, but, you know, it's still pretty good. If they have a creature in play when we get to that point, obviously we play Tithing Blade. If they don't, it does look promising that we'll just get them to sack their 2-drop. If they don't play a 2-drop at all, it's even better for us because I'd like to get my Vanguard down first and then play Tithing Blade on the next turn. Looks like that's what we're going to get to try. Looks like they're going to Forest Cycle or something here. Mountain Cycle. I guess Forest Cycling would be kind of bad for them right now since they only have 2 forests and not a mountain, at least in play. Yeah, we've just seen so many cards like Petrify not be as good as you'd expect. That, yeah. Okay, well, we don't have anything to do this turn now. But the more turns pass, the better Tithing Blade tends to get. So, like when your opponent doesn't have hasn't played a creature anyway. Yeah, so we're going to get to Tithing Blade that. And I think that is what we do. We're not going to get to use all of our mana, which is a bummer, but we don't really want to get to the point where they can ramp into that nonsense. Okay, now we are going to get to use our mana more efficiently, which I like. So we go Tithing Blade. Goodbye, Axejaw. Attack for 3. Play Echo of Dusk. So this next turn, we may just get to Ray of Ruin and then attack again. If we can get them low enough, Tithing Blade transformed can finish the job. But yeah, we definitely Ray of Ruin here. Another chance is honestly not that good right now. We'd rather just play things that let us pressure our opponent. Yeah. And that doesn't really do it. I guess if the game goes long, I might regret that, and it might. But I think we're going to be able to finish them off before they can get their feet under them, but I guess we'll see. Oh, gosh. If they gain 4 here, that makes our life a lot harder. I guess they're not. It would have happened by now, right? If they're going to play a cave and gain 4. So they just played it as a 3-mana draw spell, huh? That's pretty rough. They didn't even get to put a land in play. Wouldn't hate drawing a 6th land here and playing Cloud Guard and Snail. And once we have this gnome, we'll be able to craft. Our deck's not awesome at crafting, as I'm sure you've noticed, but it's been able to do a bit of it. Okay. Well, so we did draw what we wanted to. So let's attack him for 2. Let's play Skullcap Snail. So they didn't want their bristle back, huh? Still got saw blades to deal with the problem. I'm glad we haven't seen any armored kin collars, because them gaining life would not be good news for us. Okay. Kind of think I'm just supposed to swing out here, although probably not with the gnome. Yeah. Because right now, yeah, crafting is a big deal. If they want to kill our snail, that's fine, but they go to 2, and then we have a drain effect every upkeep that will ultimately end the game. Oh, what do they have here? Watley's Final Strike does make life more difficult. So we're only going to drop them to 5 now. Oh, it's craft with creature. Read your cards. Would have attacked with the gnome if I was thinking I could do that. Wouldn't make a massive difference, but you know, it would make a difference. You don't have the mana to just go. Okay, so they're gonna draw 2. That's bad. You can also attack for 6. Also bad. Okay, they decide not to, though. Do I want to discover here more than I want to saw blades? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, if they don't attack again, saw blades isn't going to do anything. And yeah, so I think we just discover here. Nice. Whatever's in their hand is going away. And it was a good thing to make go away, because it would have made Belligerent Yearling into a better... Oh my god! Okay. Alright, back-to-back Dreadmaws off the top. That is not what you want to see. Alright, we got to play a big creature, and we get to leave up our Saw Blades. It seems like a good thing for us. Saw Blades cannot kill Earthshaker Dreadmaws, though. Can kill a Yearling, at least. You feel so good when you make your opponent discard a real card, and then they're like, oh... I drew a Colossal Dreadmaw. Their hand's empty. Got them at single-digit life total, you know. Whew. You know what I just saw is the big Discover Dino. Luckily, they could not discover into that one. So, giving Menace to something here, you really don't want to attack, I guess. Seems like a bad plan not to attack, given the situation. Seems like we've got inevitability on our side, but... All right. Okay. Ooh, all right. So I think we play the... We do play the Aspirant. I think we put a counter on the Gnar. And I might just attack with it. Three creatures can't block would be bad, but even that wouldn't kill us. Because we have so much life now. Alright, so yeah, we send in the Gnar here. If it dies, this will also gain lifelink, which will make things even better for us. And we, of course, get to discover, so... Not the most exciting thing to hit. Just like they had their bomb not get put into play with Discover, our Bloodletter just did the same thing. But another body is nice. And it's pretty much lethal. Yeah, they're going to kill something. You know, they probably should have killed our Echo before it gained lifelink. Gives them a slightly better chance to find a way to kill us here. Castlem's Stone Tree is not exactly what you're wanting here. Okay. So there's a pretty good chance we can just... Oh. Yeah, alright. I'm going to take 6. Yeah, I was going to say, I think you're dead. I'm glad I was gained enough life and had a good enough board state that I was able to beat back-to-back Earthshakers. Back-to-back Earthshakers. Looks good, looks good. We probably play our Tithing Blade if they play a creature here. If we can get someone to not play a 2-drop again, ooh. Yeah. You know, we probably play Deadweight instead, honestly, because Deadweight can kill this, and then they'll play out another creature, and Tithing Blade will maintain its usefulness. So we'll just Deadweight it. Yeah, now we cast Tithing Blade. Would have worked either way, whichever way we did it in the end. Do you gain 3? You do not. I guess we'll play Inquisitor. I think we take 3. Yeah, that may blow up our Tithing Blade. I don't really feel the need to Ray of Ruin anything here, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna play Skullcap Snail. I'm going to play Vanguard of the Rose. I'm going to attack with Vito's Inquisitor. Do I sack my Tithing Blade here? I don't hate it. It'll make our Chupacabra Echo better. The problem that we might run into is they have like spring-loaded Saw Blades. And that's probably enough of a concern to just let this happen. Because if they have spring-loaded Saw Blades, we get utterly blown out here. Cosmium Blast would do the same. So, yep. I'm glad we didn't play into getting blown out. They have the green spell that gets you things back from your graveyard, maybe? It's kind of how it looks. Or Whatley's, whatever. Nice. I like that this was a deterrent. Okay. Do I bother with, like, Ray of Ruin here? Transforming Tithing Blade does not seem too bad here. I mean, I'm going to be open for a turn to a good attack, but then after that, it's just going to keep snowballing. Although, once it's consuming Sepulcher, they can destroy it really easily, so never mind. So, Deadweight's not nearly as good here as I would like it to be. Kind of think we just pass the turn. As unfun as that is, I don't really think they have us in a spot where we can't really do anything. So, like, transforming this just doesn't seem worthwhile. Attacking doesn't seem worthwhile. We can get this Vayne in the graveyard, and then Chupacabra can kill something. Okay. Yep. We couldn't sack land Chupacabra last turn because the land enters tapped, but that is the plan. We need our third swamp anyway in case we draw our Bloodletter. Yeah, I do have a good craft target now, but they can still destroy the thing I get. But I guess if I have nothing else to do, it's not too bad. So get rid of Kincaller. We have a good craft target in the graveyard too, really. Okay. So let's go ahead and make them discard their last card. They're annoyed. Must be something good. It's pretty good. They didn't quite have what they needed to do the thing, but do I attack with Chupacabra Echo here? Don't think so. Double Pathfinding Axejaw is not awesome for me. Neither are all of these lands. Well, Go ahead and Ray of Ruin one of them. Hopefully draw one fewer land. This has been a weird game because we just haven't been able to, like, do things. Our opponent has. Yeah, they can make one of their creatures big now. Can also discover. Castlem's Stone Tree. Yeah, they have caves too, so they can get a big old creature at some point. Oof. Well, we're now at that turn where we don't have anything else to do, so it's time to Tithing Blade and then just get it destroyed. Yeah, I guess Inquisitor's fine to sacrifice. Yeah, because this is destroy. I'll get a permanent back in my graveyard, so... I think we go with the Inquisitor here. Is it better? You know, maybe it's just better to do the Vanguard. Although that puts a permanent in their graveyard, for what that's worth. Yeah, we'll just do the Inquisitor. They do have to sack this, which means we can attack with our Echo. So there's that. Okay. Maybe not. Okay, they didn't dismantle it. A little surprised. They're about to get a 5/5. There's a nice draw. Trades nicely with the Strider. Have I done green-white? No. I haven't. That's a color pair I haven't done yet. Well, that's bad. Okay. That's nice, though. We both suddenly are playing big old creatures after not really doing anything for a while. I'm a little surprised they haven't blown this up yet. I continue to be surprised by that. Now they have 2 ways to do it, and they have all the mana in the world. So if they attack with Bedrock Tortoise, I think I throw the Gnar and a Snail in front of it. Ah, so you actually have to pay 2 for that. That's why they didn't do it sooner, but they still could have done it earlier. Yeah, it actually counts the mana cost on the front. Apparently. I think Iron Paw Aspirant makes something have 6 power and attack with it seems pretty good. And I guess the Gnar is our best choice there. They can block it with something smaller, I suppose, than they can the Leech. But it still seems better. Yeah. Do we want to put that in our hand? Probably, I guess. It's not really doing a whole lot. Oops. No, every card they've designed lately that does the power thing that you're talking about, all of them work that way lately, like the last several they've designed. It's the first one that's like really good, that's for sure. They were hoping for a counter there. You still paid 2 mana to draw 2. You can't be too upset about it, I don't think. Sure, you don't have a great attack this turn, but... Hello. Been hoping we draw that at some point. I think we play Bloodletter here. I think we attack with Gargantuan Leech, because then we can finish off whatever they block with Deadweight. And if we can thin out their board, then we're in pretty good shape. I think maybe you're just supposed to... Okay, that's interesting. I think I would just trade the Strider. I think that's their best trade. Yeah. I think that's the best option. They can't decide, though. I think they might think I'm going to do double damage to creatures, too, but unfortunately the Bloodletter doesn't work that way. So part of the reason I didn't want to play Deadweight on the Turtle is because of Thrashing Brontodon. Because... yeah. I didn't really want to set up a situation where they could just blow it up in combat. Ugh. That's a really good draw, unfortunately. That land is very nice. If they could just kill our Bloodletter here, we're in trouble. Another Flyer is a nice pickup. Neither of you have reach, right? Right. We got a lot of bodies to block their big creatures, is the good news. That's the good news for us. They should have discovered last turn, I think. Yeah, that is a monster. Doesn't have reach, though, and we can swing. I think we just have lethal now. Guess we'll see what they have in their hand, but... I can't quite animate that right now. So if I swing out this turn... These two get in for 6, 10 on their own. Then they block. They can only block 3 things. So yeah, I mean, 14 gets through, so... Oh no, only 12 will get through. Yeah, only 12, because they have 3 ground blockers. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this is lethal. Unless they have something in their hand. You think they're trying to coax me into attacking with all these good games? Hit them for 10. They can't kill us on the backswing anyway, so I'm just going to go for it. They weren't trying to coax us. They were serious about the good games. The only thing that would have been real bad is if they could kill our Bloodletter. Like, if they killed our Bloodletter with Cosmium Confluence or something there, then we would have lost. But they needed something like that. spring-loaded saw blades. I keep saying Cosmium Confluence. I guess that's Cosmium Blast or whatever. Yeah, they did miss a cave activation for sure. Looks pretty good. I mean, you know, I don't love having these hard to cast things in my opening hand, but we have an opening, you know, Deadweight and Tithing Blade as a combo has been pretty good to us so far. So, good way to start games anyway. All right, we just need one more swamp now. Oh, we did it. We just drew 3 black naturally after only having 1 in our opening hand. I'll take it. Don't have anything to do this turn is the downside, but I guess that's a good problem to have because it means our Tithing Blade is going to be pretty good at some point. Ooh. Or, you know, maybe not. Maybe it's not going to be. It is pretty bad against Tinker's Tote. So yeah, we play the Bloodletter now, I think. They might have removal for it, but we can get it back later. I mean, we can't now with what we have in our hand, but it's not going to be that difficult. So I think playing it as a card that really pressures them is well worth it. Okay. Let's play our snail here. Mountain. We're gonna attack with both of these. Am I? Nah. Tithing Blade is pretty bad in this game. I mean, it does something, and I'm probably just going to end up playing it this turn because at least it does something, but... yeah, so we're going to go ahead and Tithing Blade them. Get rid of a gnome. It does give us sack fodder, if nothing else, and we can transform it later. I mean, it can still transform into something relevant. That certainly matters. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and Deadweight Hotfoot Gnome. Then attack with everything. Seems pretty reasonable. I guess I can disrupt their hand a little bit more first. Yeah, let's do that. So the question is, do I sack a snail or do I sack Tithing Blade? Probably a snail. Because we can transform Tithing Blade with 1 more land, and it does combo with Bloodletter. So, yeah. We'll just throw a snail away. Hello, Gurizuri. Glad you're enjoying Limited now. I do think it's the best way to play Magic. obviously. Ooh. Well. That makes our life more difficult. I think we're going to end up plane cycling ours. Because we really want to get this online, especially if Bloodletter's still in play. Yeah, so let's go ahead and plane cycle. Okay. I think we probably still Tithing Blade here. And, you know, Skullcap Snail getting it back isn't going to be very exciting in the near future. So I think we lose that and keep everything in play. This is a game where our leech is not doing what we want it to. Yeah, you can hate on our graveyard and discover here. Not a bad plan. Ooh, and then they hit another card that discovers. And now they hit a Tinker's Toad. That was pretty sweet. I haven't gotten to play with this yet, but I've seen a whole lot of it, that's for sure. Alright, so I think we deadweight their 3/2 flyer. Then play Echo of Dusk. Then end our turn. So we're doing 2 to them a turn just with our Consuming Sepulchre, so... Well... we are getting closer to Leech territory. They can gain 3 at some point, which will extend the game a couple more turns. Potentially, at least. Mass Pump would be bad. There's a number of things they can draw that will make our life difficult. Ugh. So many tokens. So yeah, Mass Pump would be very, very bad. Okay, I do like that. More bodies of our own certainly helps. Yeah, they're going to gain some life here. Surely they have, like, the 5-mana 4/3 that buffs your whole board +2/+1. I mean, if they draw that, it's not looking good for us. Let's hope they don't. We're going to just be able to hard cast our Leech, I guess. Alright, they're probably going to kill our Cloud Guard, I guess. So, equipping their Sandwing is kind of spicy. Oh my god. I've had probably 10 Geological Appraisers cast against me, and I have cast 0 of them. Yeah, that's potentially a problem. I mean, it's not one in the immediate future, but it becomes a 1/4. It can attack. They can attack me with 3 flyers, and I wouldn't be able to kill any of them. So, yeah, that's bad. They can't leave themselves very open because, yeah, I think I make it a 1/4 now. Yeah, I was thinking they had to do it next turn but it only costs 3. So if we draw land, we get to play our Leech, and if we don't, we draw a nice card, probably. So, you know, I don't hate this draw step. Ooh, we haven't seen this card at all today. Hey, look at that. A cave. Don't draw a mass pump, please. Oh, they didn't. But they are going to kill our bloodletter, which means they can attack me in the air with impunity. That probably does us in. I mean, not immediately, but it's not good. Only the 3/5, huh? I mean, they could be hitting me for 6 a turn here if they wanted to. Guess they don't want to. Man, why'd they have to exile stuff earlier? Chupacabra Echo's not nearly as good here. I mean, it's okay, and I'm probably going to play it eventually, but I think just playing out our Leech is better. Yeah, I mean, they could actually be hitting me for 9 a turn with their Idol of the Deep King around. Yeah, sacking to the freebooter to get this to 3 is not a bad idea. I think I need to get it to 4, though, before I'm interested in casting the Chupacabra anyway, and I don't really want to give up anything else. For no value, anyway. Everything else is no value, so... Yeah, they're gonna do that now. So they are gonna hit me here for like 9 in the air. Yeah, I guess if they do that, I kind of have to sack 2 things to my Vanguard. Oh, they didn't do it. Not right away, anyway. This is where I wish I'd put the hammer in my deck so we could get our bloodletter back. Oh yeah, the Sepulcher is the only reason we're like kind of okay. All right, so I think we kind of need to kill that Levitator, so we're gonna do this. Also, we'll make this a 3/3 lifelink for what that's worth. Ooh, dead weight. Does that change things for us? Yeah, now I don't need to sack 2 things to get to 4, so I won't. And I think killing the Levitator actually matters more than killing the Sandwing in terms of this race. See, now we go dead weight on Appraiser. Then we go Chupacabra Echo on the Levitator. You are now a 3/3 lifelink. That doesn't do us a whole lot of good, though, honestly. I could attack with the Leech. Get us up to 20. Seems pretty good, actually. Gets us up to 20. They have to block with something theoretically, you know, decent. So we still haven't drawn our second chance, which makes me a lot more willing to just like throw my Leech into harm's way. But they're probably going to double block it here, and I'll kill like the Archaeologists, I guess. Oh, I'll kill both of those instead. Works for me. Makes their mass pump a lot less scary. Yeah, they can hit us for 5 a turn, but that's a race we're going to win in the long run because of our Sepulcher. Plus, at some point, we can just, like, attack with everything. Ooh, the Gnar is a good draw. It can attack pretty effectively on this board. The nice thing is about these caves at this point is, like, even if I blink on a draw, I'm going to get something, you know? So, we definitely don't attack with, like, everything at this point. So, yeah, next turn we can attack with the Gnar and not really care what happens to it. So we did blink on our draw. Let's go ahead and do this. Might hit second chance, which would be nice. We hit Vito's Inquisitor, which certainly I will take. Gives us a menace creature. Let's discover again. 4, 6 blockers. And we can't really swing out, so we won't. Hey, there's another chance. We have 13 cards left. We already have good stuff in our graveyard. I think we mill ourselves too. I mean, they're gonna. This game will be over by the time that stuff matters. So let's grab. Do we want to grab Cloud Guard and Gnar, or Leech? I guess Leech's life gain will alter the race even more for us. Uh-oh. Here's the mass pump I was worried about, and they're going to gain life. That's not what you want to see. Okay. They might just be dead anyway. They might... I don't think they are. Life gain plus buffing your whole board turns out to be pretty good. They elected not to attack us, which is good news. Yeah, they have way too many blockers now for us to do lethal, like, in an easy way. You know, what value is it? If I play this swamp, I can threaten to use the Inquisitor's ability and the Vanguard's ability. I think that's probably worth letting them know I can't interact. I only have 1 black up anyway. It's not that much I can do in this format with 1 black, so I'm just going to play out that land. Attack us for 6, huh? I think we're okay with that. What do they have in their hand? Because they're going to need something to not be dead here. They do have 2 cards, so maybe I should just assume they have something. Can't quite kill the Sandwing, but they kind of have to attack with more than the Sandwing anyway. I mean, I'm going to gain 8 if I attack here. They have 7 blockers. 3's getting through, so we just need 2 more damage to get through. But there's almost no way they would attack with their Sandwing and not have a way to not die. You know what I mean? Either way, it's probably right to attack with our Leech here. I think that's all we do. Gain enough life to keep this going. Yeah. Because they've got to have some kind of interaction here to just blow us out. And there is a lot that they could have. So I'm just going to attack with the Leech. Yeah. Yep, that doesn't let us gain life, obviously. I wonder if I should have attacked with Cloud Guard too. Probably. Yeah, I mean, if I attacked with Cloud Guard 2, they would potentially go down to 2. I kind of think they have another interactive effect or something, but I don't know for sure. We're going to take the 6. I guess they're in red. Maybe that's a bad idea, huh? Oh, that Ray of Ruin is very much welcome. Okay, so let's try that out. Whew. Sigh of relief. So I think the safest thing is just attack them for 3 and then they're dead on our upkeep. They have 7 blockers, so it's not that likely we get lethal through. I mean, there's a chance we do, but it's just not a good enough one. They can animate this too, actually, so there's not really a chance we get through for lethal now that I think about it. So just Cloud Guard gets in, drops them to 1. The flying trick would be bad. We have already lost to that once in this format, now that you mention it. Luckily, they didn't have it. That was a fun game. These have all been fun games. I mean, this draft has gone on for a pretty long time already, and I don't think... We still have several games left, so... Yeah, I mean... We've got at least 2 games left and as many as 5. And we're past the 1.5-hour mark because some of these games have been so long. Yeah, drawing that removal was definitely what we needed. I mean, there were a number of ways we didn't die, but that was probably our best draw. I think Dimir Descend is pretty good. I drafted it once, and it was pretty easy to get your graveyard loaded. Okay. This is where running a couple of caves is a little bit awkward, but I just think we play the cave and don't worry about playing the freebooter on turn 1. And then play a snail on turn 2 and go from there. Playing the untapped plains there instead of the swamp is a good idea because we might draw a white card we can play. Tinker's Tote. Well, that's not great news. It's going to get 1 free attack in, which may or may not draw them a card. At least 1 free attack in. It may get more than 1. Oh, God. All right. We've been disrupting people with our snails. This is the first time someone's disrupted us. Yep. Don't draw a card. Oh, they drew a card and it's another bat. Why? Why is that what's going to happen? This is not good. So they're going to take our Gnar now, which would be what we were going to play on our next turn. Maybe not. Please don't draw another card. Oh my god! The chances of drawing with that, even if all your creatures can be hit, aren't so good that you should be able to do it 2 turns in a row. Jeez. That's painful. The bat's good. I don't know if I'd say it's cracked, but, you know, now they put a counter on it. So, it's not good news, that's for sure. They finally whiffed. How about that? We definitely block it. Maybe we'll hit dead weight. We do have 3 of them. We did hit a dead weight. How about that? Get out of here. Had enough of you, and I'd like my card back, please. Thank you. Interesting. So... we can play both of these, and I guess we do because they're going to take a card from us. So yeah, I guess we just go Ray of Ruin. Get rid of that. Snail seems pretty good here. I'm going to leave it on top. Then we're going to do that. Then we're going to attack for 2. Yeah. Right now, if they play the bat, they don't get anything. So it's going to feel pretty good if that's what they do. Man, that does not feel good. I can tell you that much. All right, so let's play our snail. I do think we play out our land here, as awkward as it is in terms of showing them we're like out of gas. But we do have 2 caves in play, so we're not as out of gas as it looks. I like it when they have to make a decision when you play Skullcap Snail. All right, we get rid of a 1/1 Death Toucher that would have milled 2. But yeah, we play this out so that we can like cave plus something else potentially, even though it, you know, shows them we ain't got nothing, but that's okay. Unfortunately, these can attack us pretty effectively. I guess blocking with Greedy Freebooter is not bad. I mean, it's not good, but we do get the value. We're probably supposed to take 2. Okay. Now I wish I'd blocked with one of them. Well, I think we just go ahead and discover here. And we don't want to give up our swamps because we have only three black sources right now, so... Okay, you know, not the greatest, but I think we do cast it for free here and kill a 1/1. Ooh, I forgot I have Chupacabra Echo in my hand. And that they're going to make me lose my Chupacabra Echo. Should have just played it, I guess, to kill a 1/1, huh? I mean, I can get the Echo back later is the good news. Yeah, let's just do this for free. It's definitely not the most exciting use of it, but it does do something. I'm kind of hoping they don't play, the bat and take away our Echo, but they might. Okay. I am going to block with Freebooter now. Yes, please. Yeah. Works for me, I think. Are they going to take away our Echo, or do I get to play it and kill this Thousand Moons infantry? That's the question. Yeah, I guess they did think we had a land. Having another chance in our hand is interesting up against the bat. Yeah, take that. So, I think we're probably supposed to cast another chance here. That way we still end up with an actual card in our hand at least, you know what I mean? Which would not be the case. Yeah. Wasn't going to be the case otherwise. So, I think we grab Gnar and Snail. Yeah. They're gonna take our Gnar away from us, obviously, but that's okay. If I draw a land, I can play the Snail and craft this, which isn't too bad. Well, now it's not that good. It is a bit of a bummer. We have we lost all our dead weights? Yeah, they're all in the graveyard. We're at low enough life too that we can't like rest on our laurels here. Attack with the Echo. Play Snail. Oh, I don't have an artifact anywhere. It's like, why didn't it let me craft? And that's why. Uh-oh. Well, what do we have here? Something with lifelink gets us back in this thing a little bit. Yeah, that's not good. That is very not good. So they're not going to be able to attack us with it yet, but obviously they can craft their saw blades into a vehicle. I think we're going to get our first loss with this deck. I think it's almost always right to mill yourself. I don't get sometimes why people don't. So we're dead, provided they, like, you know, remember they can Oh no, we're not dead because I didn't craft those. Okay, we're still in this. We could draw our big flying dino that gains us 3. So that's nice. There's a few things we could draw that would be good. That is not one of them. Man, Tithing Blade would have been good at some point in this game, but not right now. Because we can't draw it. Alright. They got us. Yeah, if you're in the really late stages of a game and it looks like the game isn't going to be decided within the next few turns, then yeah, not milling yourself is one thing. But they had 19 cards in their deck. So pretty much always supposed to mill. It does depend on your deck some. Like, I've had some decks where there is no benefit of milling, but if you're playing a card that mills, you're probably in a deck that you get benefits from milling. So, you know. So, like, the only deck that will have very little benefits for milling, at least, I mean, I think red, green, and green, white are both not very likely to have much benefits for milling, but even they are kind of likely to have, like, one card that cares about it or something. All right. Hopefully Tithing Blade does what we want it to again here. Does look like it probably going to get to kill a 2-drop here if they play one, and if they don't, and they don't. Okay. I like it. I think the Leech has been, you know, our deck is definitely a control deck, and that makes the Leech, you know, you can't, if we were like a black-white aggro deck, the Leech wouldn't be good. But in the deck we've ended up in, the Leech has been good enough, I think. Alright, so our options here are to be more efficient with our mana, or, I mean, I think we just use Deadweight. Like we've seen before, I think the fact that we know Deadweight will kill this means that if they play something bigger than an X2 next turn, we can kill it too. So, Deadweight it is. Well, that makes it less good because they're going to get to discover, but it's still obviously enough is what we have to do. I guess we're... Now let's see what happens first, because there are a lot of situations where I shouldn't attack. Like, if I can trade on my turn, I probably want to, so let's play the Blade. That glyph is nice. The fact that it just has Discover attached to it is... Yeah. Alright. I'm glad it's a 1-1. I don't think we attack. Because we can block. They didn't gain life. It's good news. Alright, so Dawnrunner it is. Yeah, we're going to take 3. We're going to play the Na'ur. I wonder if it's worth attacking with, like, Echo of Dusk here. Probably not. Let's play the Gnar here. Definitely block the Kin Collar with the Gnar if we're given the option. We are not... do I want to put it back on top? Don't think so, actually. Because we have Cloud Guard in our hand, too, which will be fine. That'll be fine, too. I think we use it now. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and use it now. Get rid of that thing. And I think we attack with both of these. Yep, we're okay with that. Subterranean Schooner. We can destroy it with Ray of Ruin, luckily, right? Yeah, it hits vehicles. That's good news. I think we're going to flip Tithing Blade here and get it going. I'm going to attack with Screaming Phantom. Once we play this and get a token, we can also potentially flip the Saw Blades, but I don't know if that's what we're going to do. Yep, you can attack me for 2. Alright, so let's Ray of Ruin. Yeah, that is what we want to draw. Wonder, yeah, we don't really want to mill ourselves here, obviously, and double blocking River Herald Scout is honestly pretty okay here for us. They have the Explorer Lord. Yeah, I'm going to take 2, actually. Then we're going to play Bloodletter. Attack them for 4. And play Vanguard of the Rose. Nice. Bloodletter's been good, you know. People just haven't been able to deal with it. Like, other than the time we lost, our opponent was able to deal with it, is basically how that went. So far, Black-White has been my best deck by kind of a lot. Gone like 3-3 and 4-3 with most things, but I'm going to go 6-3 or better with this one, and I went 6-3 the other time I drafted it. They were pretty different decks, interestingly. Like, this one is not much of a sacrifice deck. It's just like a control deck, basically. Yeah, this is a keeper. We've got a little sack stuff going on, but nothing super significant. Cogwork Wrestler. Do we have to deal with another Subterranean Schooner? And this one's going to come down early. This will be the 3rd time in this format I've had to play against that card. Lost to it once, and then in the last game we were actually able to deal with it, but we're not going to be able to deal with it early enough here. I don't know what they're thinking about. Map tokens are good. I mean, you can get a lot of value out of them even without the text on them. So, you know, a map token is worth, I don't know, 0.6 cards or something. It feels like it's worth more than a card. Because obviously it can just straight up draw you a card. But then it has all these other modes. So, those modes being you sack it for value, or you get a counter and surveil one, or, you know, whatever. Hello, the mage. Yeah, you did flood pretty hard there. I'm not sure what my opponent's thinking about. You definitely want your subterranean schooner. There's no way you don't. Yeah, okay. So, I could kill something here, but it's going to be better to just play the Vanguard. And I, like, try to trade with River Herald Scout. They don't need a land, though. Once you have Subterranean Schooner, everything's going to be fine. So if you play it early. I think it's going to see play in Constructed if it's not already. I mean, it feels... It is reminiscent of Copter, Smuggler's Copter. It's not going to be as busted because it's not colorless, for one thing. In fact, it's in a color usually with the worst creatures. So, you know, maybe that balances it some. It also doesn't have flying, obviously, but I think exploring is probably better than looting. Maybe not. It's close. It's pretty close. And it doesn't work when you block like Smuggler's Copter did, but it has all the other upsides that Smuggler's Copter had. All the very pronounced upsides. All right, I think we're okay with trading here. See if they have the trick. They do not. Oh. Yeah, that hurts. That does hurt. I was hoping they wouldn't have any creatures and then they'd have to have another one so that they could get this online, but now it's not going to work out that way. I don't think they missed an attack. They couldn't attack with the schooner yet. Oh my god. There's just so much value over there right now. I don't even know what to do. Yeah. Why would you do it with your flyer? Oh, I guess you want the counter there if you can get a counter. I guess that makes sense. And they do. Another Cogwork Wrestler. Yeah, they decided they didn't want it. So I think we deadweight the flyer. I mean, there is something to be said for playing the Inquisitor, actually, because I can at least double block the schooner. Yeah, let's play the Inquisitor. See if we can get rid of that schooner, or at least deter them from attacking with it. Oh my god. So much explore. I don't like it. This might be a pretty quick good game, but they may decide not to attack here with the schooner. It's unlikely, I guess. Yeah. I do think we double block it, because we have dead weight to deal. Okay, yeah, that... I still think we double block it. Oh my god, and then there's a Guardian of the Great Door. Look at this. Alright. So we double block. Obviously, if they have a trick here, we're dead. But or a removal spell. And they could... Oh, no, these are maps, not treasure. So there's only one trick they could have. I need to draw something else I can play here pretty badly. Don't get another counter. Oh, no, it is going to get a counter no matter what. Yeah. So now it can't die to dead weight. So, yeah, I think we're dead. I think we are dead. I guess dead weighting one of the flyers at least makes it a bad attacker. And that's something. I guess I could have another chance and played Vanguard, but that's not very good, honestly. I wish I had the sweepers that we didn't play in our main deck right about now. I can tell you that much. Oh boy. Let's mill 2 caves with this so we can get Gargantua and Leech down. That might actually allow us to stabilize. I am sick of you always getting a counter. Sick of it. No caves. Ah. Chupacabra's pretty good, though. And I think we get Vanguard because we can play both. Oh, hello. That's really good. So we go deadweight here. Chupacabra to kill the other flyer. And now, if we can just get to our leech. We might actually stabilize. All right, it's leech time. Man, why are you going to draw a flyer? It's not fair. Who told you could have a flyer? All right. I'm going to attack for 2 here. Tithing Blade was going to be kind of bad, although flipping it probably would have been pretty good. I'd like a counter. My opponent always gets one. So, of course, I don't. I mean, drawing a card is good and all, but... They can play the Angel, though, is what I don't get. Oh, no, I guess they do need double white. Yeah. So I have to pay double white and then tap a bunch of things. That is hard for them to do right now. Our deadweights have all stuck together. Ooh, hello there. All right. So let's play Bloodletter. I was complaining about not drawing well, but we have drawn our Bloodletter a whole lot, haven't we? I guess we send in Gargantua and Leech here. We could use the life gain. I could send in the Phantom, too. That's not a terrible plan. Because I'm going to go up to 9. And if they don't block the Phantom, they take 4. Yeah. So I think, yeah, we'll kill Plus, I can actually just block the Cloud Guard, so with my Bloodletter, so. They got tapped white mana, so that thing is coming down next turn. But will it be too late? Alright, so I think we crack this, see if we can get something going. We make them discard their angel they've been holding on to. I feel kind of bad, I guess, but that is pretty brutal. They can gain life. You know, we've encountered this a few times today, our opponent being able to gain life, frustratingly. They can draw if they block with Market Gnome, it should be noted. I think we just attack with flyers here. We don't want them to draw if we can help it. Do we? All the life gain they have does make this a little more complicated. Because in gain 6, they can only gain 3 right now. Yeah, so I think we just attack with these two. That is 8 damage after all. Yep, I mean, we're fine with that trade. Tinker's Tote would be really good in this format if it didn't also have this life gain attached to it. I think that might really be what pushes it into, like, B- territory. Ooh. That gives them a very big creature later. And by later, I mean, like, they'll be able to attack with it in a couple of turns. This turn, we're going to be swinging out, though, unless they play something crazy here, and they don't. So, swinging out is going to feel pretty good. It's interesting that they don't want to draw. So I guess we save our Vanguard here. I mean, we could wipe out their whole board here, and we lose our Snail. Well, we don't wipe out Market Gnome. Yeah, keeping the Vanguard alive is definitely optimal. Down to 7. We've only got 3 lands left in our library amongst 13 cards. So they can craft this turn, and then next turn I have to start worrying about a huge creature that can attack me and tap things. Don't love it, but that should be a race we can win right now. We do have the downside of their ability to, even if they blink on a draw next turn, they can discover, and we can't right now. So we kind of have to not blink on a draw. That's kind of key here. We didn't entirely blank, which is good. It's not a great draw, but it does give me a body that I can throw in front of a 6/6, so And it can attack. I can sack it. You know, there's a lot. There's a lot I can do, actually. Let's see what they hit with their Discover. They hit a 1/4. Doesn't concern me much. I can actually potentially double block Iceberg Titan, depending on what they decide to tap, I guess. They kind of can't attack, though, right? I get in for 4 in the air. They have 3 blockers. Oh, that's... No, my Vanguard will be untapped. So yeah, I think we just take 6 here. Well, now it's even simpler. Yep, that leech stabilized us. I mean, the removal and everything, and then the leech allowed us to hang on. Plus, the Bloodletter of Aklazot showing up, obviously, was key. All right, first 7-win deck of the format. That pack 1, pick 1 Bloodletter pick ended up really working out. I do think, you know, you can't play that leech with 3 deserts, with 3 caves if you're not a control deck. But if you have like a pile of removal, casting it for 6 even is like perfectly fine, because lots of decks can't really punch through it, you know? And, or if they can, you like kill 2 things and gain 5, which is usually enough for you to get over the hump.